Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Magic Monday. I'm Davy
And I'm Tracy.
from DavyandTracy.com, and welcome to Magic Monday, the weekly live stream where we talk about connecting to nature for spiritual, emotional, and mental well-being and healing through nature magic, lunar astrology, and working with tarot and oracle cards.
Yeah, so we're very excited. This is the last day of August.
I know, it's crazy how fast this year has gone. And we're getting into September. Mabon is like 3 weeks away.
I know, it's starting to get chilly. I'm actually wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of cold.
Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining us.
All
I have a couple announcements.
All right, go for it.
So,
take it away.
a couple announcements before we get going. So, I mentioned this Astrocal Moon Diary in last week's Magic Monday, and I did a video walkthrough of it last week, so it's on our YouTube channel. This is the moon planner that I use. I love this so much, and what I love about it is that you look and I don't know if you can see that because the light's glaring on it, but look at the, watch the video I did, because every day you can see exactly what the phase of the moon is. So this is something that I use and I love, and it's really, really helps me follow the moon phases. So I got the 2021 edition last week, and I did the video walkthrough. So check that out if you haven't, if you're looking for something to help you keep track of moon phases, because I also use the Moonology oracle cards that you see every week here. And I actually also ordered the Moonology 2021 Moon Planner, which I also plan to do a walkthrough of that this week. So keep your eye out for that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, things are a little bit switched around.
Yeah, we're doing things a little bit differently. Tracy's going to be using her tarot deck today. Pull a card from that. We're also, because this Wednesday the full moon is in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. We're going to be drawing the Animal Wisdom card from the Saltwater Oracle deck.
I know, I'm very excited. I can see them over here, so it's like I'm very excited about them. I used to use this tarot deck regularly, and since moving here, I put it away, and I just haven't had a chance to get it out. We've been doing, using the decks that we use, and I just haven't connected to this one, so I'm very excited to finally open it back up. So,
all right, let's get started. Yeah, so
I'll light the candle.
Yeah, you light the candle. We're like, everything's switched around. Usually Tracy hits the singing bowl. Now it's over here, so it's like opposite day today.
All right, go ahead.
Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth.
You didn't by any chance pull one of the new smudge sticks? Oh no, these are to dry.
Yeah.
We made smudge sticks over the weekend. Alright, so if you have something with smoke, like an incense or a smudge stick, go ahead and light it and just kind of allow the smoke to release any negativity. If you don't have something, go ahead and just, there's smoke here, just allow it to just kind of release.
A good non-smoke option too, and this is what I also use, is a bottle of tea tree essential oil, because that feels very cleansing. So sometimes if I'm stressed or I just want to kind of like release negativity or stress or tension, I just open the bottle and just inhale deeply.
Yeah, so you could also just kind of do this with the bottle and just kind of allow the scent to go into your nose and just kind of metaphorically allow the stress and anxiety to just float away.
I was laughing last week in our video because you could barely see this, and so it looks like I'm just gone. But I'm holding a little sage leaf here. All right, so what are you thankful for? Please post in the comments what you're thankful for. Even if you're watching the recording, post in the YouTube comments what you're thankful for, the Facebook group. We do go back and read it, and it's also just a good practice to put that gratitude out into the universe. What are you grateful for?
I am grateful to get into my tarot deck again. I have a very strong connection to this deck. Unlike Davy, I only have one deck. And I have such a connection to it that I have hesitant to buy other decks. And so I'm grateful that I opened it back up, and I'm excited to see what the card draw is for today. I shuffled them before this, and so I'm grateful just to get back into this, my personal practice with tarot. I'm grateful that cooler weather is coming and I can actually do stuff outside, like hiking and kayaking, because we started in the spring doing that, but it's just, my son really melts in the heat, and so we kind of haven't been hiking and kayaking as much as I wanted to. So I'm grateful to try and get a couple more kayaking sessions out before winter comes. I'm grateful that we made some smudge sticks over the weekend. We did a lot of connecting over the weekend. We made smudge sticks. We harvested from our garden a big abundance of tomatoes and zucchini.
We made tea, lemongrass, and pineapple sage.
Some of them, we actually shared some with one of our neighbors. So it was nice to be able to share our abundance.
Sarah says, I'm grateful for my back finally starting to hurt less and trusting my body and my own abilities to fix it versus just taking a pill. Mm-hmm. Also grateful for giving my body the tools it needs to recover from illness much quicker than I ever have. I'm grateful for tomatoes ripening. Grateful for our new patio furniture coming. So your patio furniture came just in time for fall. Yep. I spent yesterday repotting and reorganizing my garden. I need to do that this week too, because I am starting to make room to bring some herbs inside to overwinter. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to try to overwinter peppermint, lemon verbena, basil, and rosemary, and Munstead lavender inside over the winter. I've got this big south-facing window, and I know rosemary will do well because I've been growing out in that window since February, and it's been doing fantastic. So I can't imagine lavender is going to be any different. But I really want to make fresh teas all winter long. So I'm really going to miss it going like 6 months before having these herbs again. So I'm going to try. Yeah, Sarah said, lol, I know. The rest of our patio furniture won't be here till November, but oh well, it'll be ready for spring. So I'm grateful for cooler weather too. I mean, I do like the fall. I don't like winter, so I kind of have mixed feelings this time of year, because I definitely see my garden going past peak and it's starting to look tired, and I know what that means. The snow's gonna fly soon and all that, but I do like the fall, and I like the holiday season, and it's gonna be a little different this year, I'm sure, but.
Everyone's kind of thinking outside the box to make things magical.
Right.
I've seen a lot of resourcefulness where people are saying, oh, this is not going to be the same, but a lot of people are thinking outside the box already for various different things to make it, still make it special. So I think we're just going to see a same specialness, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
And, a lot of these changes are good.
Yeah, adaptability is what we need.
Right.
All right, let's do Lunar Forecast. So today we have a waxing gibbous moon in the sign of Aquarius. So waxing gibbous moon is associated with refinement and endurance. It's the phase of the moon just before it becomes full. So Aquarius is associated with unconventional ideas and approaches, as well as passion and love. So today, take some time out, and if you're feeling frustrated or exhausted, or you feel like you're kind of at the end of your rope about something, the waxing gibbous moon encourages you to take a deep breath and know that you have the strength and stamina to see it through. But because it's in Aquarius, it might mean that you have to take an unconventional approach to sticking it out. So think outside the box today and look for ways to recharge your batteries and make a refinement or adjustment where necessary, but it might not be the first idea that pops into your head. It might be something that's a little unconventional, or that you wouldn't normally do. Tomorrow, or Wednesday, September 2nd, the full moon is going to be in the sign of Pisces. So, the full moon is associated with celebration and gratitude, fulfillment. It's also a time that I like to take to reflect on, where things are. Just, kind of check in with myself, because the full moon reflects the light of the sun to Earth. So I see that as kind of taking stock of what your reality is reflecting back to you. A lot of times, our life reflects to us the thoughts and feelings that we're putting out. And so, when the full moon to me is a reminder that, check in with our dominant thought patterns, our dominant emotions, and our attitude that we're putting out into the world, and taking stock of what circumstances or people or situations that are in our life that could be a result of the thoughts and attitudes and um, thoughts and emotions that we're putting out. Pisces is associated with creativity, passion, and reflection. Pisces is really associated with like feelings and emotions, and so reflect on where you can like take some time on Wednesday under the Pisces full moon to reflect on, like I said, basically your thoughts and feelings, your emotions, and how they're being reflected back to you. And also, did you set intentions around creativity or passion back in the Pisces new moon in February? And, how are you, like, have you fulfilled any of those intentions, or, what refinements and changes do you need to make to continue that work? Also, the lunar cycle we're in right now is 2 weeks ago was a new moon in Leo. So the full moon is also a time to check in with that. If you made intentions 2 weeks ago for the new moon in Leo, which is associated with confidence and leadership, check in right now with a full moon. Reflect on, how is that going for you? You're 2 weeks into that. And what kind of changes do you need to make on that? What have you accomplished? Celebrate those accomplishments. Friday and into the weekend, we'll be in the waning crescent moon in Aries. So this is kind of almost a contradictory moon sign here, because the waning crescent moon is about releasing and letting go, but Aries is associated with taking initiative and starting projects and putting yourself out there. So those almost seem like they're kind of at odds with each other. But I look at it this way. This is basically, for the waning crescent in Aries, basically I see this as looking at areas of your life where you could outsource or ease up on your need to feel like you need to control or micromanage things. So going into the weekend, if you feel yourself like feeling overwhelmed or stressed, or like there's just too much on your plate, take a step back, take a deep breath, and reevaluate. Do you need to work this hard? Would it be better to outsource or to delegate to someone else? Maybe your timeline, you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and you need to just kind of step back and take a deep breath and let go and ease up on it a little bit.
This is something that's really hard for a lot of people to do. I know as you're saying that, I'm actually was very stressed over it, like last week and over the weekend, from some things that should have been done, and I felt like it could have been done a lot faster. And when I actually just was like, you know what, I don't have a tool set to do this, and I just hired someone to do the task, it took them literally an hour for something that took me like 3 days to struggle with and figuring out, and I was frustrated with. So it's definitely something that I know a lot of us have, myself included, have a hard time when you should know something and you're just like, well, I can know, I should know how to do this, but just being able to say, is it worth my time to figure this out and stress, or just have somebody who knows how to do it? And that's awesome. It was more fun than I thought it was.
Coffee spill.
Technical difficulty.
All right, so that's the lunar forecast. Should we? Tracy just spilled coffee all over herself.
Got too excited.
All right. Well, hurry up, because we're gonna be doing animal wisdom.
I got it on my beautiful beautiful, you guys can't see this, but it was a pretty little tapestry that we sit on that my son got me for Christmas.
There's a problem when you're talking with your hands and you're
know.
holding a cup of coffee. You can't do that.
I know. All right. I'm dry. I'm not worried, but I just don't.
All right, let's move on to animal wisdom. So, like we said, Pisces is the water sign. We've got our Amazonite crystal right here, which is a crystal that Tracy and I work with on rainy days or when we're doing rituals for a new moon, like a moon in a water sign. So I thought I'd bring out the Amazonite crystal and pull a card from the Saltwater or Reading Cards by Laura Bowen.
And there's a link to this in the
description of this video.
There's not a link currently to the tarot that we're about to pull, but we will do that. We shuffled these already?
Yes.
Right.
So what do we got?
We have Bluebottles.
Oh. Abandonment.
What are they?
I think they're a type of algae, but we'll look up in the book. Here, I'll show. You want me to?
It almost looks like a. I'm looking at this. Kind of looks like an alien. Like this is their head. This is the mouth. These are like the 4 eyes. I know it's not. It's supposed to be a little blue thing right there, but it kind of looks like.
Jen was on. She might know. All right.
Jen.
Also known as they're also known as Portuguese man o' war. They're a type of jellyfish then. They resemble a jellyfish.
This is the body. These little things are there.
Yeah. Okay. See, I know them as Portuguese man o' war, but Bluebottle, I guess, is probably more of the Australian name for it. So this is a deck from an Australian creator. So just so you know, the Bluebottle is not one animal. It's actually 4 organisms called polyps that all work together in order to survive. Although they can come together for survival, they cannot control where they go, and they are completely at the mercy of the direction of the wind and the tides. This is why they are often blown along and dumped on beaches on the east coast of Australia each summer when the winds force them toward the shore. Interesting. Okay, so the key word here is abandonment, and it says Bluebottles are a reminder to us of why we need to make our own choices and not allow others to push us into circumstances we are not equipped to handle. Sometimes when we rely too much on others and we let them control our journey, we find ourselves seemingly abandoned or unable to cope when we encounter issues or situations that challenge us. The Bluebottle is a gentle reminder to not hand over your power to another. It's up to you to make the decisions in your life, and although we can look to others for advice and guidance, ultimately we must be the one to make the final decisions ourselves. When we claim responsibility for the outcome then we can claim responsibility for the outcome and we will not feel as if we have been abandoned, trapped, or left to deal with a situation we are not ready for. Personal choice and taking responsibility for our own actions, knowing what will be required of you, and equipping yourself for the journey ahead are gifts the Bluebottle brings.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's a good kind of Pisces card. Check into Pisces is very much associated with emotions and feelings, and so check in with what kind of feelings do you have? Do you feel like you're getting the support that you need? Do you have feelings that people or things are kind of moving beyond your like you're having a hard time catching up, or that you feel like you're being tossed around? And it's a good reminder to just kind of step back and reflect and reclaim your power.
That was good, yeah.
All right, let's pick a plant wisdom card. Campanula, and the keyword's alignment. We've pulled this card before.
Have we?
Yeah. So it says, Campanula bells are ringing in the spirit of abundance from the limitless universal source, helping you with the alignment of your thoughts, words, and actions with your true self that knows no limitations. Focus on all that you have achieved instead of dwelling on all there is yet to do. Be well, be happy. So this is a good full moon card. don't forget to celebrate and be grateful for everything that you do have, the progress that you have made, and don't just focus on what hasn't happened yet or what you need to still accomplish.
Tarot?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this is the Druidcraft Tarot deck. It's this beautiful box. It is by Philip and Stephanie Carcombe. And we will put a link to this. They don't have a link because we haven't been using it, so we will get you a link. But this is my favorite deck. Davey got this for me for Christmas 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Not last year. Yeah, 2 years ago. So I did shuffle. So we have the moon.
Oh, the moon. That's very interesting because actually the moon card is the card associated with the sign of Pisces. So that is an extraordinarily fitting card to choose today.
Sounds like our son is howling at that. I don't know if you guys are hearing.
Wow, that's really fascinating that we pulled the moon card because that's the tarot card that's associated with the sign of Pisces. So that's very, very interesting. So the moon, the moon actually ties everything in together because the moon is associated with intuition and fear and self-deceit and illusion. It's that kind of card of like not sure, not being being uncertain and apprehensive and kind of feeling like you have kind of a clouded view, almost like the difference in the way things look in broad daylight versus at night. Even under the glow of the moon, the shadows are longer, the shadows are different, it's not as bright, and so you can't really see as clearly. And that's kind of what the moon card represents.
So again, the keywords are psychic awakening, dreams, imagination, deep revelation in the feminine, and withdrawal and facing fears.
Right. So the moon card could signal that, whoops, yeah, these reversed. Sorry, there we go. I had the water card on the water crystal. I know, it doesn't matter. So the moon card is associated with, so that could represent two things. One, it could represent that, right now you're going through a period where you're just uncertain, you're not sure which direction to go, the right steps to take, you're not sure if you can trust your own intuition, you have conflicting thoughts or feelings or emotions, and you're not sure which one to really trust. But it could also signal that it's time to reflect, take a step back, and start trusting your intuition. Start trusting your gut feelings about things and stop second guessing yourself, because a lot of times the way we sabotage ourselves is we second guess ourselves. We have that voice from within that is very compelling, but we're almost taught from the time we are children to doubt that voice and trust the voice of others instead. What does the external voices of authority tell us? What does, what is everyone else doing, and maybe I should try to conform my actions to what they're doing, or moderate my goals or dreams to something that feels more realistic and mainstream, and then we end up feeling unhappy, unfulfilled. So the moon card is really calling you to trust your intuition this week and learn to discern the difference between fear that is unfounded, that's holding you back, and that voice of wisdom that's kind of propelling you forward, maybe even into situations that get you outside your comfort zone. To tie this all together, obviously the moon is associated with Pisces, so it's a really good card to get this week. But focus on any kind of feelings of abandonment, or that the world is kind of going beyond your control. If you're experiencing overwhelm, you know, that's something to really look at and tackle this week. Thinking about, you know, into Friday and this weekend when we are in that waning crescent moon in Aries, or the waning moon in Aries, not a crescent, but that waning moon in Aries. Um, you know, think about what needs to be released from your life to help you gain some control and some more balance and harmony in your life. And make sure that you take time to be grateful for and celebrate what you have, but also make sure that the things that you do are in alignment. Bring things into alignment. If you're doing things that feel very out of alignment with what you want, if they're causing feelings of overwhelm, it's time to reclaim your personal power, set some boundaries, and pull things back into alignment.
Ready to do our ending meditation?
Yeah.
All right. This is a little prayer that I do. You guys can follow along with me just to kind of help bring some balance and peace. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true to myself. For all of today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. For all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing. Singing bowl.
Yeah, I know. It's right here. I was looking for this.
Do deep breaths in.
Yep. And pro tip: do the breaths before you blow out the candle. Like I said, today's opposite day. I'm even ringing the singing bowl with my left hand.
Right. Also, the newsletter. We want to make sure we.
Oh yeah, so subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already. Tracy and I revamped it a little bit. So basically, it's our Nature Magic email newsletter. It comes out every week, and we expand on what we talked about here. And there's going to be a in-depth full moon in Pisces article going up on our site probably tomorrow, so that it's going to have some correspondences and some ritual ideas and a tarot spread that we created that you can do for the new moon in Pisces, or full moon in Pisces I should say. And like I said, keep an eye on our YouTube channel. I'm going to do a flip through and review of the 2021 Moonology journal that's coming out. I'm excited to do that next year. And it's by the same person that did the Moonology Oracle cards. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining. If you watched the recording...
Tarot.
Yes. If you watched the recording, definitely like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you're grateful for. And also don't forget, I do offer intuitive tarot readings where I do kind of deep dive, like do a more in-depth reading than we did right here. And so if you're interested in booking a session with me, you can go to davyandtracy.com/tarot. And that's it for this week. So we'll see you next Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Have a great week. And
thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.